Espada means sword in Spanish. Welcome back, everyone. Today we're taking a look at the newest Montecristo Espada and that series. This is the Montecristo Espada Oscuro. And you won't find many more spaces for bands on a cigar than this one has. Very nice and nice presentation, if you will. There is the Espada. You see it right here at the bottom, says Oscuro. And then here is the expanded band with more information and a Espada symbol right here. The Espada series, if you will, began in 2014. It is produced in the Plasencia factory. And in 2014, it became the first Montecristo to be made outside of the Dominican Republic, and it became the first to be, of course, all Nicaraguan. This cigar is also all Nicaraguan, made in the Plasencia factory, but it was under the product development of Altadas, the head of product capability, I should say, at Altadas, Rafael Nodal, our friend. We know him, don't we? And he worked with Pedro Ventura of the Altadas Grupo de Maestros team, along with the Plasencia folks, to develop the final blend. Now, this cigar comes in three sizes. The Ricasso 5x54, which would be a Robusto. The Guarde, which is today's selection, 6x50. And the Killian, which is a 7x56 monster. Now, these cigars range, I'll give you an idea, 1327, 1380, and 1460. So this is 1380. The wrapper is a Nicaraguan Habano Rosado Oscuro, mouthful. Binder and filler are Nicaraguan, of course, like I said, made in the Plasencia factory. And those three sizes. Now, that's sort of the long and the short of it. There is your density. Has a average feel in the hand. Nothing heavy about it. But it's really cool looking. I like the two bands. And of course, we'll have to remove this bottom one here shortly. I suppose you could light it without removing it, but I don't know why you would. Personal choice. All right, so let's get right to it. The new Montecristo Espada Oscuro Guarde. Well, as advertised, we will need to take this band here at the bottom off. Hopefully it will cooperate. I start right at one end and just gently lift it up, and hopefully it takes off. And it does. It will. There it is. It comes off pretty easy. You like the holes in this band right here? See them? Pretty cool looking band. Can't smoke it there. That's pretty cool. All right, so here's what we're left with. A nice looking cigar. Might be a touch of oiliness to that wrapper. There's your band again. All right, we've talked enough about the bands. Okay, we have a good draw there. Your first flavors are a citrus apple mix. Quite a bit of brown sugar, a lot of cinnamon, nutmeg, An earthy black coffee, black pepper at about 8 initially here. That's how you start. Pretty good start, don't you think? Mix those flavors in your mind, and that's what you have. You're going to notice that citrus apple flavor initially quite a bit, followed by some brown sugar, quite a bit of cinnamon, nutmeg, and a very earthy black coffee base. And it's quite a bit of an earthy black coffee base and quite a bit of black pepper. So it's a good start. Let's see where we go from here. Well, I'm here at the first third. And the flavors, of course, mixed and changed, and it's a little different. It's more of a cedary flavor now, but you quickly get the cedary flavor. Then it's followed by a little dab of brown sugar, and like I said before, quite a bit of cinnamon, and then a combination of leather and nutmeg. And that, to me, makes a unique flavor, which I like. The black coffee is still at the base, and it's not quite as noticeable as it was initially because you really notice that leather nutmeg combination. It really stands out. The finish is it's leather and cream. Now, the leather I speak of is not very intrusive, and you only get it in a quasi minor amount, but it is mixed with that nutmeg to give you that unique flavor. Make sense? Medium bodied, but it's very enjoyable. These flavors in their different proportions and mix is very enjoyable. I'm rating the first third at 93. This is a cigar that appeals to me and my taste, but I've given you the flavors. So if you don't like my score, go by the flavor description. That's what you're going to have. Anxious to see if we hold this and what happens beyond this point. Well, here at the end of the second third, and things, they are changing. You have a little bit of that cedar, very much decreased brown sugar, decreased cinnamon, increased leather, nutmeg, and black coffee. Cigar is really just flipped, it's changed. It's gone from one thing to another. The finish has a lot of coffee notes on it also. Leather, nutmeg. The lingering black pepper is very good in this cigar. Did I mention that before? It is. The pepper on the front end is now about 7.5. It's decreased. The strength of the cigar is now full-bodied. It also jumped. So it is blended in such a way to turn dark and get very full-bodied in the middle section. For the second third, I'm lowering the score to 91 in hopes that we don't go any darker or any less sweet, which will affect the score if we do. But it has time to rebound, and it very well may. So let's see. Well, we're down to the end, so let's wrap it up. Well, the cigar stayed on the same trajectory, which is not what I was hoping for. It's just quite dark and quite earthy. Very little, if any, very little cedar there. Hardly any sweetness. Hardly at all. Full body. Finish is unchanged. There's still that darkness in there. But the cigar just, boy, it started out nice. It was right like I like it. But they blend cigars different ways for different reasons, and this is what they settled on. So I just the last third just threw me for a loop even more than the second third. I'm actually lowering the score in this final third to 88. It's this just lost me. Sometimes that happens. But that gives you an overall score of 90.67. It's right there at the Mendoza line with me. 90 and above, I would buy again. And this one is right on that line, just above it. But it is what I described. So try it for yourself. So there you have it. The new Montecristo Espada Oscuro Guarde, the Toro size. 90.67.